Hello and welcome to the Film Pulse Podcast. This is episode number 528. My name is Adam Patterson. With me today, we've got Kevin Rickshaw. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, hello.
This week on the show, we're going to be talking about Mickey 17. We're also going to be going over some we're watching on the watch list and this week's new releases in theaters, VOD, and Blu-ray. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Let's hop on into Mickey 17. This is co-written and directed by Bong Joon-ho. It's also written by Edward Ashton. Edward Ashton, I'll have to look him up because I'm not really familiar with him.
It's based on his book called Mickey 7.
Ah, okay.
So, Bong at 10.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right. I have a synopsis here. Mickey 17, known as an expendable, goes on a dangerous journey to colonize an ice planet. We'll start with you, Kevin. What were your initial impressions of Mickey 17?
Early on with this, it is an intriguing enough premise, right? Robert Pattinson being Mickey Barnes, expendable. Essentially, his job is just die, really, for the advancement of this group of individuals that are trying to inhabit this planet, an ice planet, no less. Come on. Guys.
Yeah, they think that he's like, at first you're like, okay, well, he's doing like vaccine tests and just dangerous jobs, like working on the outside of the ship and stuff. But you find out like very early on that like a lot of the stuff they're having him do just seems a bit frivolous, like not necessarily even very helpful. It seems like sometimes they just want to kill him just to see what would happen. Like that, like when they sent him out, and this is like very, very early on in the movie, so not a spoiler or anything, but they sent him out outside of the ship to like fix a panel or something, but it's like not broken. And they were like, yeah, we just wanted you to go out there to see what happens, like when you get all the radiation pumped into you from being out there. So it's pretty messed up. But you know what? Like they tell him when he signs up, like, this is going to be a pretty messed up job that you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So at least they are upfront with him about it.
Yeah. Oh, they're 100% upfront with them. So you can't feel too bad about it because he did sign up for it.
He knew what he was getting into.
Maybe not because he didn't read. Its reading comprehension's not that great, but that's kind of on him. And so originally, pretty early on, I was like, okay, I like this premise. I like the mechanizations of this and like how everything works. It's kind of interesting. It felt like a little underexplored, like in terms of like contemplativeness. It's just every so often someone will be like, hey, what's it like to die? And like, that's it. And it's like, okay, it doesn't feel like we're really exploring this too much. And then I don't know how it was for you, but for me, there's this like demarcation line of where like plot kicks in, like it's plot time, and then from plot time on, it just kind of lost me.
Yeah, I would somewhat agree with you there. It did slightly lose me as well. I think the thing is here that Bong Joon-ho, there are certain themes that he likes to explore, and he likes to go back to that sort of a lot. Like he very much likes to look at class division, capitalism, that type of thing. And he does that in this too. And the thing is, like, that to me was less interesting than the actual looking at the like kind of ethical ramifications of the expendable job. Like that to me is more interesting than what this corporation is doing and that type of thing.
Yeah. And I also just feel like in terms of what he's shown in the past, this is the most, I would say, kind of like toothless look at things. Like it's just all very like surface level, which I don't know. It almost feels like he's trying to cater to a larger audience. You know what I mean? Like cast in a wider net. And it just didn't really work for me. And now I will say that I did find it like mildly entertaining in that respect.
Yeah. I liked this overall, just to be clear. I think that it does feel, at least to me, feels a bit derivative of his previous works. I mean, looking at this, it almost feels like it's a cross between Snowpiercer and Okja or something, where
Yeah, yeah,
you have the bulk of this takes place on this ship like base, and then you have the whole like evil corporation that's up to no good, and then on the Okja side, which Okja deals with that as well. You have the alien creatures that also feel very reminiscent of Okja in that regard. You also have the kind of outlandish characters here, played by Tony Collette, and I mean Robert Pattinson is a goofball in this as well, and Cameron Britton, who I am a huge fan of. I loved his role in this, and then Mark Ruffalo, of course. So you have these kind of goofy characters here as well. Stephen Young too in there. So it feels very much like a Bong Joon-ho movie. Like it is. If you're into Snowpiercer and Okja and Parasite and all of his other films, like you're probably gonna like this one. With that being said, like I feel like it's not quite. It doesn't quite deviate enough from his own kind of formula that he developed.
yeah. And I one of the things that it kind of confuses me a little bit, and maybe this is due to like the source material. Maybe this is in the book, and there's no way around it. But I didn't quite understand. Well, I don't know. Is that a spoiler? I never saw like any trailers for this or anything.
The
There's-
I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Are you referring to like the personality differences?
Yeah, like what? He's such a goofball for 17 iterations, and
Yeah,
then all of a sudden he's not.
they briefly mention that. So I don't think that is a spoiler because in the trailer you do see that something happens where two of them are alive at the same time, which is a big no-no. Like if two of them are ever alive at once, you're supposed to eliminate both of them immediately, which I don't think necessarily makes any sense, especially if it's an accident like what happened here. But like their personalities are not exactly the same. So like when they reprint you, there could be certain differences, I guess, with how you act. And they mention it briefly. And then once there's two of them, one of them is like the kind of lovable goof, and the other one is like basically a homicidal maniac.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't understand because 17 times this has not occurred.
Right.
He's always this goof, and
I
then
don't
all of
know
a
if it's
sudden,
like a multiplicity situation where each time it gets a little bit it gets a little bit further from the original. However, Mickey 1, which we do see a fair bit of, is exactly like Mickey 17. Like
yeah,
they're those two are pretty indistinguishable as far as personality.
and then
But
Mickey 18 just wants to kill everyone.
yeah, Mickey 18 is a psycho. So yeah, I don't necessarily understand that either. I think maybe they went a little bit too far with that as far as like the drastic difference in personality. But entertainment wise, I still enjoyed it. Like I found myself being entertained. I thought it was it's definitely a dark comedy. The ways that he gets killed are funny at times. I liked the aliens. Like I liked the design of the alien creatures. What else? What else to say? Eh,
I just, to me, like, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just kind of fine.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, certainly this is probably at the bottom of my Bong Joon-ho list, but you know, that's a list of a lot of heavy hitters. So I I don't yeah, I guess that's not saying much, but
Yeah, I mean, he does have.
I think it's worth a look. Again, if you're into his previous movies.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
like you said, if you like Okja and Snowpiercer, I think you'll be in on this one as well.
yeah, it very reminiscent of those, like tone, style, even like visuals are very similar. it's no Parasite for sure.
No,
Anything else you wanted to add?
not a whole lot. I would say that like you, it's low on the list. Low on the list in his filmography.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and give it a score. I'm at a 6.5 on this one.
I'm at like a 5.5, 6.
All right. Let's talk about someone we've been watching. I believe it is your turn this week.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with the Dead Talent Society.
I wanna see this. I have not had a chance to see this yet.
This is on Netflix. This is somewhat entertaining. It definitely has more promise that it didn't deliver on, but for like a Friday night movie, just sit back, get
I love the
entertained.
concept of this.
Yeah, the concept is great. In the afterlife, you can get yourself a haunting license and haunt people. But man, you gotta bring your A game, and you gotta hopefully you can secure a urban legend, which will make you famous. And they have like a whole governing board for Ghost and like a news network, and they almost treat it like major sporting events. Just the premise is awesome, and the culmination, like the climax of this movie at the end, where like two urban legends go head to head, and they like the way that they present it. It's like this major sporting event with commentators and stuff. It's a great idea. It just drags in certain areas. Like there's a bit too much in this movie, but when it's humming, it's humming. It's pretty good.
Cool. That's Dead Talent Society. I'm definitely it's on my list. Planning on checking it out. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet. I saw The Monkey. This is out now on VOD. It's directed by Osgood Perkins. Like I I continuously want to, and I think I will always seek out what Osgood Perkins is up to. I think that The Monkey is in some ways his, yeah, I'll say it. I think that it is in some ways his best movie. It is his most accessible for sure. Not not scary. Not really scary. I thought it was going to be more scary, but it's definitely more on the sort of horror comedy side of things. This is based on the short story by Stephen King, and it does at least start out with those King vibes. However, I haven't read the short story, so I don't know what if the short story is like this, but this is a very mean spirited movie. Like you don't like any of the characters. You have twin brothers here, and the premise is that their father, played by Adam Scott, funnily enough, their father ends up getting this monkey, wind up monkey toy, and whenever you wind up the monkey, it decides that someone near you is gonna die, someone you know, and the monkey just it picks who's gonna die, and they die in a Final Destination sort of Rube Goldberg accident type of
Okay.
way,
Yeah.
which is the best part of this movie is like how these people die because it is so over the top and ridiculous on how they get killed. This is a very over the top gory movie, but overall enjoyed it. Didn't didn't quite didn't quite hit me. I guess maybe my expectations were a little bit too high, but I guess I was just kind of hoping for more of a King vibe to it. And I feel like the characters were far too unlikable for it to really nail the the Stephen King esque nature of it. But it's still pretty fun watch. The
Okay.
Monkey.
I do want to see this, and the idea of Rube Goldberg. Yes. It
By the
sounds
way, did you see any of the trailers for the new
no,
Final Destination?
no, I have not.
So I saw the first one, which is like a little like a teaser, and then I saw this the second one came out, and I turned it off before seeing anything because I want to go into that completely cold. But I think it's going to be absolutely nuts.
Good. Good. You know what was not absolutely nuts? Could have definitely benefited from being nuts. That's Oddity.
Oh yeah,
Amy
that one's
McCarthy.
that one is the opposite of nuts. That's a
this
that's a slow burn.
this is a slow burn. And I remember, I think you did talk about this, but
Hmm. I
and
liked it.
I couldn't remember what you thought or anything. But watch this, and it starts off strong enough. You know, there's the woman this in this working on this estate cottage house. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's huge. It's immaculate, beautiful,
Yeah, I love the house.
and it's pretty tense. You know, like a home intruder. She ends up dying, right? And then her twin sister, who's blind, who runs an oddity shop, decides to like investigate whatever she's doing. Shows up with a box, a large wooden man in it. Just a large wooden man. That wooden man doesn't really do much of anything. Nothing really happens in this movie at all. So towards the end, I'm hoping, well, hopefully it's one of those horror movies that's just like, well, we'll wait until like the last 8 minutes and then shit's gonna get out of hand, right? And it looked like it was leading up to that because things start happening with the wooden man, which is about fucking time. He's been sitting at that table all movie.
Just
And now he
chilling.
looks, yeah, he's just chilling. He's just fucking hanging out. He's looking around occasionally, but not really committing to anything. Well, now it seems like he's committing. He's going to do something. And I'm excited. Woodman's up and at him. Perfect. Except nothing really happens still. And then the movie just ends. I was absolutely pissed. I hate this movie.
I liked it. I thought, I if it went nuts, like if it went crazy, like what we've been seeing with a lot of horror movies recently, like Malignant or Barbarian or any of those, like I probably would have liked it more, but I still liked it for what it was.
I did. Yeah, I needed more. Just needed more.
I liked
Not enough.
the previous movie that this guy did, Caveat. I was a fan of that one too. So I don't know. Maybe
Does
we're just
anything
a little
happen
bit
in that one?
smarter. No, that's a very slow burn as well.
Then
So
I'm not interested.
you should, yeah, you should probably avoid that one.
Well, thank you.
Cool. That is Oddity. That looks like it's on Shutter, Hulu,
It's on Hulu.
Hulu. I saw One of Them Days. This is directed by Lawrence Lamont. It's a comedy about two best friends who are just having a rough time. So basically, their rent is due, and although one of the best friends, played by Kiki Palmer, she gave her rent money to her roommate and best friend, played by SZA, and they she supposedly gave it to like her boyfriend, I guess, to pay. I don't know why she would do that, but she gave it to her boyfriend to pay the landlord, but the boyfriend invested in like this like fake Gucci clothing line instead, and so they didn't have enough money to pay rent, so they're about to get evicted. They need to come up with the full amount of rent in just that day. So the it's very much like Never Going Back or Friday even, where it's like it just takes place over the course of one day, and it's just, series of comic absurdities that happen to these two friends. And I'll tell you, I was totally into it. I thought that so it's written by Sarita Singleton, who she did some of the episodes of what was that show called on HBO? She did Rap Shit on HBO, which I didn't see, but now I kind of want to. But she also did the oh my gosh, why am I like forgetting the name of that show? Um,
Insecure?
Insecure. She did, yeah, yeah. She did some episodes of Insecure, and I thought that this was actually very funny. It, like a lot of the stuff that happens. First of all, Kiki Palmer and SZA have a really great rapport. They do a really great job of feeling like, I mean, these two could be best friends in real life, and the rapport that they have with each other, and the like the shit talking and just the everything that happens between them is really great, and yeah, extremely funny. Made me laugh a, quite a bit, and I recommend it. Cat Williams is in here, and he's like really funny in it too, which kind of surprised me. I'm not the biggest fan of Cat Williams, but he was on point in this movie. So
I like
yeah, I definitely
anytime. I was just gonna say, I like anytime the characters have one day to do something.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean that's one of the reasons that I was interested in this in the first place is that I also like those kinds of movies. I really liked Never Going Back. And this in a lot of ways feels very similar. Like Never Going Back had a little bit more kind of like maybe gross out. Although there is like one really funny scene in this where they decide to donate blood to try to get the money, and through a series of mishaps, like basically Kiki Palmer's character just starts squirting blood everywhere, and all the bags of blood that they donated explode, and it's just there's just like rivers of blood spouting all over the place, which is really funny. But yeah, good stuff. I really enjoyed this. This is on Netflix, by the way.
The last one I'll mention is It's My Turn from 1980. Claudia Well. This is on Criterion Collection. And do me a favor, look up It's My Turn on
It's my
Letterboxd.
turn.
And I want to see what you think of this poster that's on Letterboxd.
It's my
Everyone do it
turn.
too. If you're driving, just pull off to the side of the road.
Oh my god. It looks like a 90s sitcom. That's what it looks like to me.
Sure, it sure does. Sure does. It's not that. Like I mean, this poster like doesn't really. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. I don't, it's
Mm.
something about it, man. But this is the woman that directed Girlfriends, which is a great movie. This is a follow up of hers. Jill Clayburgh she's a mathematics professor, a little stressed out. She's in a relationship with Charles Grodin. The, things are fine, I guess. Like they get along with each other, they're having fun, but it seems like she wants a little bit more. And her father's getting remarried. So she goes into the city, and also she's applying for this like administrative job and all these things. Runs into Michael Douglas because Michael Douglas is the son of the woman that's marrying her dad. So they're about to become brother and sister.
Oh
But
boy.
guess what? As soon as they meet, they're into each other. They're gonna
Oh
start
man.
dating. Yeah, and it's just kind of like a romantic comedy in a way because like they don't necessarily get along, but they do. You know, the tried and true formula. Michael Douglas plays a former baseball player that like kind of had to retire because of injuries, and in the middle of this movie, it's just like, oh, he's gonna play the old timers game at Yankee Stadium. And then Claudia Well just takes the camera to Old Timers game at Yankee Stadium, and you just get baseball for a little bit.
Oh
And
nice.
Michael Douglas is playing baseball next to like fucking Roger Maris and Bob Feller. It's fucking weird, very
Nice.
bizarre. And also in this movie, super young Daniel Stern.
Oh, cool.
He plays one of Jill Clayburgh's students. He's also working on a huge mathematical problem, and he's an asshole. He's a little fucking shit.
I was just thinking about City Slickers earlier today, thinking that I wanted to rewatch that.
It's pretty much like City Slickers,
Ah, okay. Good.
just with baseball and romantic comedy, that kind of thing.
Nice.
And there is one point where like she's trying to get him and stuff, and like they're going their separate ways, and he's just like, "Love you like a sister," and it's like, "Fuck, dude, this is kind of weird."
You know, that's a situation that happened to a friend of mine. He ended up dating his his dad's girlfriend's daughter,
What?
or maybe it was his mom's boyfriend's daughter. But yeah, that was pretty much the exact same thing happened where he was dating his stepsister for like a long time. I
Then
don't
that
know if I don't think they ever got married. So I don't think it was like an official thing, but it was still kind of weird.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that you can easily avoid. You just don't, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just don't. There's so many people in the world.
Yeah, very strange. It was a strange scenario there. Cool. It's my turn.
If you don't
1980.
watch the movie, because it's fine, like it's pretty good.
Yeah, it seems
You
like.
don't have to watch it, but you have to at least look at the poster.
Yeah.
Anyone listening, just you look at that poster.
Kind of
You're gonna,
reminds me of She's All That.
and
I
also
remember
too,
that poster.
Michael Douglas with like a beard like this is just weird looking.
It is kind of interesting to see
I don't like
him
it.
with that beard.
I do not like it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good beard. Like
It's almost too good though. Like it's too trimmed.
yeah, it's very manicured. He looks like a professor.
He's not. She is. He's the baseball player.
Yeah. He looks like the professor though.
And he's not. He is not
Let me
at
see
all.
that. He's got that like tweed. Is that
Mhm.
what that is? Tweed jacket.
Yep. Nope. He plays baseball.
Interesting. All right. The final one that I'll mention is Black Bag. This is the Steven Soderbergh one that came out. Dropped on VOD this weekend. I guess this is his, he tends to do the one for me, one for them type of thing. And I guess this is technically his one for them, but it still feels very Soderbergh-esque. It's definitely more lo-fi than like some of his other like big movies, but it's still, you know, got a lot of stars in it. Got Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender here. They play a husband and wife spy team, and it turns out that there's someone in their department who is possibly leaking intelligence to perhaps a foreign adversary.
Holy shit. I have never heard
And
of this concept ever.
yeah, I know. And it turns out that like Michael Fassbender has to investigate his wife. His wife may be the one. She may be the one who is committing treason. And so the movie is just basically about the two of them being sneaky and like kind of playing everybody on their team and figuring out who the person is. And it's good. It's not like you alluded to. It's not like anything that we haven't seen before, but like with everything that Soderbergh does, it's done in a very, very clean, kind of meticulous way. Like it's a very stylish movie. These are people who seem like they wear very expensive clothing. Like
Mhm.
that's kind of what we're dealing with here. They're driving like vintage cars, and it's just, a very classy atmosphere in this movie. And it's fun. Like there's some kind of entertaining twists and turns. You don't necessarily know where it's going, who is the betrayer, but it is like pretty lo-fi. It's not like there's a lot of action in here or anything like that. It's not like an Ocean's movie where there's like big heist moments. It's mostly like conversations. But don't let that dissuade you. It is still fairly entertaining.
Too late did
So, yeah.
dissuaded me.
Well,
Sorry.
you know what? That's fine too. It's like a movie where if you see it, you'll probably like it, but it's not groundbreaking, it's not earth-shattering, like it's just fine. It's a solid, entertaining kind of espionage thriller.
Okay. All right.
But is it a must-see? No, definitely not.
Understandable.
All right, let's take a look at what we have in theaters this week. We got The Amateur with Rami Malek. Got Warfare. This is the new Alex Garland one. I'm interested in this.
There's a new Alex Garland?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yep. Warfare. It's like a true story of
No,
this.
no, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I know that it's not going to be
Don't care.
for you, certainly, but I'm interested. We also have Drop coming out. Everyone's a suspect.
Not everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt she thinks that she's a suspect
Everyone?
in this. I mean, I don't think she would think that she's a suspect. So
Do you remember The Drop?
The Drop.
The Drop with Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini, and Matthias Schoenaerts, and he pops in. He's like, "Hey, you guys got Zima?"
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
Hardy does that weird voice.
Mm-hmm. I actually did forget all about this movie.
That's the only thing I remember is just showing up and being like, "Do you guys have Zima?"
Yep, I remember that now. Wow, drop. Well, this one, this is a different one. This is like a thriller about like a woman who is she's like at a restaurant or something, and then somebody starts like airdropping her disturbing things on her phone or something.
Mm.
Kind of, it seems pretty ridiculous.
All right.
On VOD this week, let's see, we got Novocaine. Check that one out. We got The World Will Tremble. Got Ed Kemper, Rumpelstiltskin, and of course that's a horror movie.
Well, yeah, of course.
H2O, The Intelligence of Water.
What?
Yeah, it sounds like science doc, or maybe propaganda doc. I'm not sure.
Ooh, interesting.
Experts discuss water's healing effects, how it can capture positive and negative energy, and the importance of conserving this precious resource before it's too late. Yeah, we also have Seneca. On April 10th, we got G20. That's going to be on Amazon Prime. Viola Davis. It's like an action movie. April 11th, we got That They May Face the Rising Sun. We got Psychotherapy, the shallow tale of a writer who decided to write about a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the subtitle of that one. That's after the semicolon.
Oh,
Or
that's
that's the whole title. Yeah, that's the whole title.
I thought that was like the tagline or something.
Nope. That's actually the whole title. Looks like Buscemi's in it.
Wow.
I think I saw a trailer for this. It looks meh. Got the Gunslinger, Nicolas Cage. What is this? When the most wanted man in America surfaces in a small Kentucky town, his violent history and a bloodthirsty mob seeking vengeance, and as a king's ransom soon follow. All right. Got Eric LaRue, Zero, The Italian, The Comic Shop, The Big Bend, Mogwai, If the Stars Had a Sound.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
That's I guess a rock doc or maybe a concert doc about Mogwai. You a fan of Mogwai?
The Mogwai's all right.
Using brute sonic force mixed with subtlety and grace.
Whoa, no, you said brute. You can't follow up with subtle.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's Mogwai, man. Don't put Mogwai in a box. That's what they're saying. We've got Dogs Are People Too.
They're not the dogs.
Yeah, I feel like if dogs were people, they'd be called people. But, whatever.
It's very simple. Very simple.
I think that is a documentary about dogs. Explores the four-legged civil rights movement sweeping across America. Dogs may soon be considered non-human persons, changing the human-dog bond forever.
How about we get through all of the people first?
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's get all the people rights and then move on to dogs.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like people have less rights now than they did just a few years ago. So
come on.
Maybe let's fix that up first. Then we can work on the dogs.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got on Netflix here, The Dad Quest. That's going to be on April 9th. April 10th, we got Frozen Hot Boys.
All right.
Then on the 11th, we have Meet the Kamalos. And do we have anything on... Okay, we got on Amazon, we also have Fiori 2. Looks like a horror movie. And then doesn't look like we have anything on Shudder.
All right.
Blu-ray, we got Long Kiss Goodnight from 1996, Just Friends from 2005. We got Sorority House Massacre from 1986 coming out on 4K. I'm All Right, Jack from 1959. Jade from last year. What about Criterion's this week?
Oh, we got one, and that's Some Like It Hot. Billy Wilder, 1959. Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, Marilyn Monroe.
Classic that I don't think I ever saw.
Correct. Same.
All right. I think it's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. And if you could, consider giving us a review on your platform of choice. For Kevin Rakestraw, my name is Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.